Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's Morning Coffee with Mike. We are talking about how you can avoid fake breakouts. This question came up yesterday when we polled the Instagram audience of what you guys want to talk about. You guys answered fake breakouts. It is. Now, if you guys want to get involved in picking the next topic, just drop comments down below, whether you're watching over here on Instagram, whether you're watching over here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. As a matter of fact, let me get Twitter up and going. So if you guys are watching over on Twitter, drop comments right below the video and I'll be monitoring it. I've got Twitter up and live right now. So fake breakouts. How can we avoid them? They're a pain in the ass, right? What we want to do when it comes to fake breakouts, here's the first thing that you want to do. You want to understand that it, it's not about completely avoiding them to the point where you'll never have a fake breakout again. Fake breakouts are part of the game. So it's more about understanding how to properly manage a fake breakout, right? So you're going to take a trade, the trade will break out, it goes right back in, fake breakout. So how do you avoid having a lot of them, right? How do you that's the real question. How do you avoid having a lot of fake breakouts and having a string of losses? Well, there's a couple of things to that, and there's a couple of schools of thought to it too. So the first that's universal, I'll give you the first thing that's universal. The first thing that's universal is you want to make sure that you are taking the absolute best setups possible. So if you're not taking the best setups possible, like let's just say you're seeing that the market is up today, right? The market just opened and it looks like the Nasdaq's up about 1%, and so is the S&P 500. And you're like, shit, I've got to put some trades on right now. The market's running without me. And you just go and you find something to put on. Well, that would be kind of like FOMO, right? You're just kind of going and trying to take something that's there. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Forget about all that. What you want to do is focus on your A plus setups. Focus on your A plus setups and have a way to identify if a setup is a quote unquote A plus setup, because you might have the structure down, right? The structure, or however you define your setups, but is it really a high quality A plus setup? You're going to want to have a checklist for yourself to identify if something is truly an A plus setup or not. That's actually something that I do each evening when I prepare. So I like to do my market prep in the evenings. And then when I walk in the following morning, I'm fully prepared. So I'll go and I'll scan the market for all the different things that I'm interested in a trade. I'll find the setups, and then I'll go through the list of setups that I have, and then I'll parse out, well, this one looks like an A, this one looks like a B, this one looks like a C. Great. Then I'll go back through all of the A's, and that's where I start to do the nitty gritty detail of uh, looking at the setup itself. Is there more accumulation than distribution in the base? How do the stochastics look? Is this a leader in the market? Is it a leader among its peers? There's a long list of things that I look at. And if you're interested in going through the list that I use, it's on marawealth.com. It's free. It's called the trade gauntlet. You could just go to marawealth.com and there's a spot up at the top there that says links. You click on there and it'll pop open the trade gauntlet, and you'll be able to not only see the list, but you'll be able to use the tool. It's actually a tool that I use on every single trade that I'm going to take. So that's part one of avoiding fake breakouts. You want to make sure that you're taking the absolute best trades possible. Now, there's really two schools of thought for this next part, this step two. And the two schools of thought are, well, environment, right? The environment's important for our trading. Do you agree? So if the environment is important for our trade, so there's going to be some environments where the market's really hot and all of our trades will be working. There's other environments where not so much. So the two schools of thought are, well, you either take trades as they come, or you sit and wait for the environment to be just right and then you take the trade. And you need to decide, well, which camp are you going to fall into? There's pluses and minuses in both camps. Um, let's go with the sitting and waiting camp. So sitting and waiting. Well, part of the benefit of just sitting and waiting for the right environment to show up is that you end up avoiding a lot of the chop. You end up avoiding a lot of um, these false breakouts by sitting out of the environment and waiting. Great, like it sounds like something that you would want to do. The challenge that I found in doing that, right? Because I've done both, the challenge that I find with sitting for and waiting for the environment to start to turn is that I would constantly be late. I like to trade the market leaders. The market leaders are the stocks that tend to go the furthest, tend to move the fastest, and tend to produce the most gains. So if I'm waiting for the market or the environment to actually make the turn, then I'm always late and I'm always missing those true market leaders. And I'm getting the secondary, tertiary leaders, and those work too, but I'm missing out on the best of the best. And that's something that I didn't really like. So that's why I switched over to the second school of thought, which is taking the A plus setups as they come. And the other side of the coin with taking the A plus setups as they come is that, well, the market might not be right. Here's a twist. Part of how we can gauge the current market environment is based on how those A plus level setups perform. So if we're factoring in how these A level setups perform as part of the market environment, that's something that allows us to participate as the setups are coming. And it also allows us to be in early, and if we're smart and we could think of a strategy to just test the waters, then we could be trading small and allow momentum to start to build up in those first trades and then start trading bigger. It's a concept called progressive exposure. There's a lot of people that talk about progressive exposure at this point. Some of the first people that I heard about progressive exposure from, the two main people that taught it to me, were one, Mark Minervini, and Mark is a two-time U.S. investing champion, and he also wrote the foreword on my new book, The Trading Mind Wheel, which is available now, Barnes and Noble, Amazon, Target, everywhere books are sold. Go get The Trading Mind Wheel. We're also having a virtual conference on April 4th, less than a week away, that is absolutely free. Just go to tradingmindwheel.com to register for the conference and to get yourself a copy of the book. So I learned about it from Mark, and I also learned about it from Van Tharp. Van Tharp is also profiled in Market Wizards. Both Mark and Van Tharp are profiled in Market Wizards. Uh, Van Tharp is a neurolinguistic programmer. What that basically means is that he would go and learn how to model success, right? Like look at the people that are having success and try to deconstruct, well, why, what led to them having this success? Well, what are the strategies, tactics, mindsets that they had to have success? And you know what? It's actually one of the core principles in this book. One of the 8 essential skills for trading mastery, being able to factor model, look at what's working, dissect why it's working, and then implement it for yourself. So that's what Van did, and he also spoke about risk and progressive exposure, and I learned a lot from that guy as well. He's written a load of books. I recommend checking him out. Van Tharp, Mark Minervini, who I mentioned, wrote the forward on this, and of course, grab this book here, The Trading Mind Wheel. So to summarize, how to avoid fake breakouts. The first thing that you're going to want to do is one, accept that fake breakouts are going to happen, right? That it's just part of the game. But to limit the amount of fake breakouts and losses that you're going to have, the first step is that you want to make sure that you're just taking your A plus setups, that you're not going for these B and C level ones and, oh, the market's moving. Let me go put something on because the market happens to be moving. No, you want to take your A level setups and that's it. Next, you want to factor in the market environment, and you're going to want to figure out, well, which camp do you want to be a part of? Do you want to be a part of the camp that sits and waits until the market environment is firing on all cylinders, and you're seeing lots of setups, and you want to go and participate in that? Great, then that'll be the camp that you're in. If the other camp is that you're going to take the A level setups as they come, and that is going to be the best way for you to avoid these false breakouts. Now, let's go to some questions. Let's see what questions you guys have. I see a bunch of people over here on Facebook, YouTube. You guys, if you have questions, type in. I've got Instagram over here. I'm going to start scrolling through Instagram in a second. I'm also looking up here at Twitter. If you guys on Twitter have questions too, type them down into the chat. Let me know. Let's scroll, and I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Well, what do you guys think of this mug here? This Spider-Man mug. One of my favorites. My sister got this for me. Shout out to Dana. Let's see, scrolling through the Instagram chat here. Can you repeat the link? The link is tradingmindwheel.com. Tradingmindwheel.com. So the book, the title of the book is, yeah, on Instagram it looks backwards, but on YouTube and everywhere else it's forwards. But it's tradingmindwheel.com. Tradingmindwheel.com. If you click the link in my bio, or if you're watching this later on, for the people that are watching the recording later on, I'll put in the description tradingmindwheel.com. But wherever you're following me, just click the link in my bio, and there's a link to tradingmindwheel.com for the new book. So you can follow those links for the book and also for the virtual conference, which is full day virtual conference. It's going to be fantastic. Here's a question: how can you join me live? So this whole morning coffee with Mike concept, it all started from, or part of it at least, started from coaching people live. It started out over here on Instagram, but we can also do it on YouTube and Facebook and all these other places too. The way that you could join me live and get a little mini coaching session right here on the show is to go click the link in my bio. There's a lot of stuff in that bio, so you're going to want to get familiar with it. So we click the link in there, and there's a link that says Morning Coffee with Mike. You click that, and it'll pop up a Calendly that will allow you to pick a day and time. Right? We do this show 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. You just click that link, schedule a time, and then we'll be able to do this show together and get your mini coaching session going on. It's a great way to really have some in-depth Q&A, right? Like we could go through the chats here and I'll answer the question to the best of my ability. But if we're able to talk back and forth a little bit, then we're able to go so much deeper. And that's why I really love doing these one-on-one sessions. Let's see. Any other questions? Any other questions? Yeah, if there's no other questions, I actually have a whole bunch of these books that I'm sending out today. I autographed a few of them. They're going out to a few of the people that are going to be involved with the conference, a few of the people that wrote reviews. So we've got great reviews from Mike Webster. Mike Webster was a portfolio manager for Investors Business Daily, and he also worked side by side with William O'Neill for decades. He wrote one of the nicest reviews that I've ever seen, basically saying that he wishes that this book was around 20 years ago when he was just getting started, and it's so heartwarming. And then Leif Sereda, Another US investing champion wrote a great review on the book, sending out some copies to those guys. So I'm gonna go mail those out. It looks like the market is rocking so far. Just scrolling through Instagram here, see if there's any other questions. Yeah, you guys over on YouTube and Facebook and all those other spots, type into the chat. Let me know that you guys are alive too. I see you guys there. Let me know that you're alive. Type into the chat. And over here on IG, let's see. Here's a couple of questions here. Okay. First question. How do you keep your trading journal? So there's a lot of ways that I've kept it in the past, and I describe all the ways to keep a journal and how to organize it and everything. That's one of the essential skills to trading mastery as well. Journaling, very, very important. The way that I keep my journal presently is in a Google Sheet. And the reason why I use Google Sheets, you could use Excel. Excel is great too. The reason why I like to use Google Sheets for two reasons. One, it makes it accessible anywhere. So I could log in on my desktop. I could log in on my laptop. I could log in on my phone, and I could see the journal right there. Second reason is because I share my journal with all of the people inside our elite program. So, haven't spoken about the elite program in a minute. We've been talking a lot about the book. So, the elite program, you get to work directly with me and my team, and we do coaching. We do one on one coaching, we do group coaching, and there's a whole library of lessons about the eight different skills needed for trading mastery. And you're working with us inside the program. Part of the program, you're getting access to my journal. And the one of the great things about having a journal in a Google sheet or in a spreadsheet is that your journal should evolve with you. Right? Like as you learn, as you grow, you're going to learn different skills, you're going to learn about different types of statistics, different things that you might want to track. So if you're putting it into a spreadsheet, it makes it very, very easy to add a column. It's also very easy to go through your data set and start to run things like pivot tables over your data and start to get really deep insights into your trading about all the stuff. You hear a word like pivot table, and it might be intimidating to some of you. It was intimidating to me when I first heard the term pivot tables. Um, I learned how to use them probably chill out. Like, how long ago did I start using pivot tables? Probably, it's 23 now. So, probably going back 12, 13 years. It's not hard at all. You could learn it very easily, and well, we even teach it inside the program too for anybody that wants that. We've got a little module that can help you with pivot tables and set it up, and you'll be doing it lickety split. So for journaling, I prefer the Google Sheets. Let's see what other questions do we have here. How to hold yourself to avoid random trades. Well, for that, you're going to want to have a system that you believe in that works because well, what happens, especially to a lot of people that are just starting out, and you know what, like this book really serves as a roadmap for people that are just starting out because you're going to get the mindsets and all the different skills that you're going to need in order to be successful at trading. So to avoid the random trades, you need to first start with the right mindsets for trading. Once you've acquired the right mindsets for trading, and it's not just about the trading part, you're going to learn about your like any kind of beliefs that you have about trading, beliefs about money, beliefs about yourself, and then you're going to start to learn, well, what are the types of beliefs that I need to acquire to really master trading? Right, so you need all those things, and those are the types of beliefs that will help you to avoid the random trades, because if you understand what is needed to trade successfully, then you're going to also know that, yeah, random trades are like, why would I take a random trade? It's going to lead me. So I want to go this way. The random trades are going to have me go that way. And then it's just like, well, why would I take a random trade? Right. Because I know that I want to go this way. And I know that random trades are going to send me that way. So that's where the mindset and the beliefs part all come into play. And that's really why it's so front and center in this book. It's the center of the mind wheel, and it's a core theme throughout the entire book. So go grab the Trading Mind Wheel. Barnes and Noble, Amazon, everywhere. Question: any market breadth indicator you use for analyzing the market health? So there's actually a variety of what I would call indicators, but there's a variety of things that I look at, right? So it's not like an indicator that you put on a chart, but here are the things that I look at to gauge market health, or what I like to call market mood. And it gets into the mindset part a little bit, calling it mood. So the first things that I'm looking at trends, and I'm looking at trends across time frames. So I like to look at monthly charts, weekly charts, and daily charts, and I'll look at that across the five major indexes. So I'm looking at the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, the Russell 2000, the New York Stock Exchange, and the Dow, and I'm looking at all of it across time frames. Then I'm looking at the number of stocks making new highs versus new lows on both the New York Stock Exchange and on the NASDAQ. And the reason why I'm looking at that is because, well, if the market is going to advance, it's kind of hard for the market to advance if the stocks in it aren't making new highs, right? Like that's intuitive. And it makes sense, but it wasn't something that I considered until somebody told me about it. So that's the reason why I started to look at that. But it does make sense, right? Also, if the number of stocks making new lows keeps on going up, then how is the market going to continue to run, right? It's like a weight tied around its neck. It's just going to keep on dragging it down. So you want to see new lows drying up. You want to see new highs advancing. That's a key thing that I look for to look at market health. But everything works together, and it's not looking at one indicator that it's just like, oh, this is the magic indicator that's going to drive the market higher. No, it's everything all together, right? I've given you a couple of things so far. There's more to it. There's the setups that we're looking at. So that's going to give you a glimpse into how your particular style, your particular system is behaving relative to the market. And that's one of the key things that's what's given me my success. That's what's given Mark his success. He talks a lot about that too. And what's given so many other people their success. It's not just what the market is doing, it's how your system performs relative to the market. Um, yeah, that's it in a nutshell. There's a lot more that we could go into, but we're already about 10 minutes over. So yeah, if you want to know more, hit me up, and if you want to go a lot deeper and learn this, what I'm doing and why, the and get coached one on one and in groups. So we're actually meeting in a group later this afternoon, right after the close. If you're interested in all that, go to marrowwealth.com and click on membership and grab the VIP level, and we'll be able to work together one on one. See, any last questions before I hop off here? Some questions about fake breakouts. Yeah, well, we did this whole thing about breakouts, this whole show. So you'll need to go back and watch the recording for that. Are there fake breakouts happening right now? Fake breakouts happen all the time. Good environments, bad environments. In this environment, yeah, there have been more quote unquote fake breakouts, or really failed breakouts. But that's where our trade management can come into play too, and how you're going to manage trades. If you are going that route, if you're going the route where you want to take every single a level trade that shows up, then trade management becomes even more important because you want to take money off the table as quickly as you possibly can. Much more, it's always important. It's even more important if you're going to take every A level setup as it comes. The other thing to do, sit and wait until the market confirms that it's turned around. The negative to that is you're going to be late. You're going to be late on the turn, and you're going to and you if you're okay with that, then wonderful. If not, you have two ways to deal with it. Anyway, that's it for today. Great talking to you guys as always. I will see you tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on the next Morning Coffee with Mike. Take care, everybody. Much love. Peace out.